Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and welcome back to FM24 Youth Factory. This is episode number 10. We finally have our first 11. Pretty much first time since the very beginning of the season that we have a healthy first 11. Big task at hand, though, as we play a National League side, one tier above us, Dorking Wanderers, in the FA Trophy. This is the last competition that we are in besides the league, and we're actually favorites to win this. Part of me would be perfectly happy losing, though, so we could focus on the league. Why? Because, well, the league's not going so great. All season long, the only stumbling blocks we had faced were losses against the top teams in the league. That was keeping them a lot closer to us, because where they were losing to others, they were beating us, and that direct head-to-head, 3 points gained, 3 points lost, just kept making a significant difference to keep teams that shouldn't be in it. And then I went on vacation for 2 weeks. 2 weeks letting the assistant manager manage the side, something we've hardly had him do this season, hardly at all. But 2 weeks in charge of the club, and he drops 4 points. 2 draws, 1 win over that stretch, all 3 against mid-table sides. So none of them were easy opponents, but none of them were the ones that we had lost any points to this season. But those 4 points dropped, they've seen us out of first place. We're down to second in the league. So let's focus on this FA Trophy, the rest of this match at least, and see if we're still in this competition. Try to navigate this one. We've got our first 11 out there, and it's a team that's only a tier above us, so we've got a real chance at this. Davidson on a yellow, though. Adekunle, we've got some space. He got it back. He turns. Oh, and again he hangs on to it way too long. Kitching's header. Given away. This doesn't look like Dorking is so much better. Was he offside? I guess not. Flag stays down. It's going to count. He is on here. He is still on. He is behind the defender. The line looks pretty straight. He's a step offside from the look of it, but maybe not. He's definitely behind the guy marking him. There it is. One guy down the line is one step further back, which just barely puts him on. It was, there's 4 or 5 guys back there. Just one had stepped a fraction too early, played him on. And it's halftime, we trail. We're on 2 yellows. No one is playing well. Let's see if a little kick in the pants will get them started. We're not definitely going as far as throwing the water bottle, but maybe a point finger. There we go. Pretty strongly fired up from the point finger. Get after it. You're better than this. Not the harsh one, just the supportive one, combined with you have the ability, and yeah, we're pleased, we're happy, we're inspired. That's going to be a positive heading into this second half. Let's see if they can turn that into something. 1 half to play. And then we immediately give it away. Lanahan Penreese. A poor giveaway there. Only 2 attempts, not 1 on target in the first half. Only just outpossessing them. There's nothing that suggests we've been the better team, but we are equal. We are level. Davidson, who's had a poor first half. Adekunle cuts in, lays it off. Redknapp gives it back. Adekunle goes outside, but he crosses inside. Davidson just retreats and goes right through 3 players on the way to Reed. Reed can't see it. Deflects off his leg and in. Ooh, second chance there. Corner kick. Free kick in a dangerous spot on that one, but couldn't make anything of it. But can we do anything with the corner? No. Reed intercepts the ball to the far post. It's been all us here in the second half. That momentum could see us through to the next round, as there's plenty of time to get a second goal. Mortland Davidson! Wide of the mark. wide by an inch, and it was definitely onside. Just as theirs was definitely onside. They finally got their first shot of the entire second half here. It's been all us here. Kellyman. McClintock. Kellyman was offside on the return ball. Kellyman was way offside on the return ball. Jeez, he's 15 yards behind his nearest man. Okay, we had somebody at about the 7-8 yard box, I guess. That's twice today they've gotten away with something super sus, but I guess they were both on. So well placed, well timed. Only the second shot of the entire half for them. But because we assumed they were offside. Ooh. Oh, wow, lucky. Atkins brought down in the box, but they looked like they won the ball. So, well, where we've been unlucky today, we've been lucky there, and Reed makes a great stop. That's going to do it. We're out. Wow, there's a lot of fatigue in the leagues, too. We are so tired from so many matches. Even though the squad rotation in the last 2 matches didn't seem to make any difference whatsoever. We're the team with 2 XG. They're the team with 1 XG. Same number of shots. Same possession. Unlucky. Really unlucky, but stupid missed penalty. I mean, come on. That should have equalized it. And we should be going for a replay. Or, actually, it's FA Trophy. I think it would have been extra time. That's it, though. We're out. I'm not too displeased by it because it means we could focus on that league where we've slipped to second place, and I'm very much not happy about that. Time to put our head down and get on with some results. Our next key matchup, we didn't have to look very far to find it. It's Maidenhead. They currently sit 3rd in the league, and we are traveling to see them, and you can see our recent form is just 1 win in the last 5. Then throw in the FA Cup exit, the FA Trophy exit, and that's 1 win in our last 7. Yikes. Really weak form. Let's see if we can get something on the go. Very big match in terms of the placement, and we've only won 2 out of 5 against top teams in the league, so it's been a struggle. Bad giveaway there. Holding on to it way too long. Not enough communication to let him know there's a guy on him. And Atkins intercepts it, takes a deflection though. His pass. And then we find Mortland in. Mortland gets the space, gets Davidson. Lanahan Penry scores, but Davidson was offside. Flag raised. Right call. Stays goalless. But we nearly get on the board very early. Lanahan Penry has picked up a knock. I'd like to know what that is. Brown in space, played on by Redknapp, and they are the ones who get the breakthrough. Out of nowhere, against the run of play, it was all us in the first 15 minutes. But both center backs push up. That's on them as much as anything, but Redknapp does not push up with them, and really for that matter, neither did McFadden. But McFadden was really just reacting to the fact that Redknapp was playing him on. He saw it. He recognized it. Nice interception from Mortland. Atkins. Back to Mortland. Lanahan Penry. Still haven't figured out what is going on with him and whether we need to replace him. I'd rather not. We could use him out there in this match. Oof. Thornhill loses out on that one. But they give it right back. With a very much wasted attempt there. Just their second of the game. They've made a substitution for an injury. Still, zero feedback on what's going on with Lanahan Penry, who's moving awfully slow back towards his position. He's never gotten back into position here as we've crossed the pitch. Mortland, I'm guessing it's leg related. McFadden wins that header. Thornhill, Adekunle. Lays it off inside to Atkins. Atkins back to Adekunle. Wow, that was so close. thinking I'm going to have to sub Lanahan Penreese here at halftime, even though it's not giving me any feedback on it. He just looked so slow, and there was a suggestion that I sub him, but it was not. Oh, man, they just had their second injury. Oof, big save from Julian there. They've done nothing all half besides put the ball in the back of the net once from a misplay by our center backs and our one fullback. Outside of that, they've done absolutely nothing until that attempt on the cusp of halftime. But we didn't do much either. We really didn't do much either. We've got the possession, but we're not putting anything in. Atkins picked up a yellow right before half, of course. As we start the second half, I went ahead and subbed Lanahan Penreese off. The feedback at halftime was that he wants to stay on. He didn't say anything about what his injury was, but at least it said he wants to stay on. But the injury is affecting him. It's making him less effective as a player. So I brought Jones on to the center, Thornhill out into the wing. And yeah, we got a lot to do. And this game's going very quickly. As Adekunle that takes a head off the wall and out for a corner kick. Thornhill, that's cleared away. He doesn't get there first. I thought we were just playing the angle, but I thought we had him beat. Could have gotten there first. Webb. Mortland. Webb got the start today. Otherwise, it's mostly starting 11. So really 9 now. And Sam Julian finally back. Adekunle finds Jones. Jones! Oh, so close. Adekunle, another free kick from a dangerous spot. And again out for a corner as the wall. Same shot attempt with Adekunle second time around. Far post. We don't win it though. Redknapp. Inside to Mortland. McFadden. All the way back to Webb. Chance God. Gloucester, meanwhile, who leads the league now, is beating Hayes and Yetting 3-1. So this is starting to get really dangerous territory. We're going to go very attacking. Adekunle has no legs left. We're going to bring on Kasungo Mutombo. He's got some teammates in space. Jones, way too heavy a touch there. Oh, Redknapp, come on, dude. He had all day there. And then he just blasts it to the defense. Fullback has been a real weakness for us for a few years now. So we've been stuck with these same couple of players a long time, and we're out of time. Folks, we're going to lose again. A game that we are not beaten on, but beaten. The top teams in the league keep doing this to us. They don't outplay us. We had more XG than they had. They had 3 shot attempts the entire game, and they take home all 3 points. Our struggles with the top few teams is just... I'm so mad with that. We've lost 4 out of 6. 4 out of 6 losses. And we've had a few kind of neutral-ish games. This was a neutral-ish game. I mean, we didn't massively outplay them, but it was 6-3 on the attempts. Possession slightly favored us. The XG certainly slightly favored us. One mistake. They pounced on it. They make no mistakes all day. Gap at the top grows. Maidenhead closes the gap on us. It's Gloucester at 54. We've got 50. Maidenhead now on 49. They stay third. And then a huge gap to Real Bedford, who's moving up. Dover, AFC Sudbury, and Dartford are the other ones in the playoff zone. They are well behind. It's very much a top 3 pulling away. So 2 semifinal teams, but it's who's going to come out on top of the league and who's stuck with the playoffs in the semifinal, which is a real tough one to get through. We made the playoffs last year. We didn't get through. Just a bruised ankle for Lanahan Penreese, so he'll be fine. That's good. That's a relief. And that was Boxing Day. We are now 1 match from the halfway point on the season. Comfortable all season long. And now all of a sudden, we're playing catch-up. Been a December to forget with just a single victory in 7 matches. Our only previous loss, Gloucester, Torquay, all the teams that were up on top. Sudbury. Coming up, though, Hemel Hempstead, 21st. Mountain Tiptree, 12th. Havant Waterlooville, 11th. Worthing, 22nd. Wealdstone is 8th and on the road, and then Sudbury at home. So the end of January is kind of the next match we need to worry about. The next 4 should all be victories. But can we get those? Do we have the morale? Do we have the momentum, the ability to have the form to get to see these matches through now that we've had a bit of a rough patch? We're also up to 3 players that are upset because offers from the National League are coming in, even though they're pitiful few $1,000 offers. They're absolutely nothing to a team like this, but it's a division above. And so I've got a few players that are super pissed. We're starting to develop some of the problems we had a year ago. We've got a month till the end of that transfer window when things would clear up. If that's the case, it's last December where things fell apart, and look what's happened here. We just barely bounced back with a win against Hemel Hempstead. They scored immediately. It took us over an hour to get one, and then Lanahan Penrys putting the game away in the dying seconds of stoppage to get all 3 points. But then we travel on the road to Malden and Tiptree, 12th, 13th in the league. They end up winning 3-2. But they led 1-0 when we scored and had it disallowed controversially, which only means that it was the wrong call. And then they put the ball in the back of the net moments later. So we scored the equalizer, but instead they scored their second. So a 2-goal swing in a matter of seconds because of a bad call, and that ends up being the difference. Otherwise, we win 3-2, the other way around. The game, in terms of the XG, in terms of the flow, either should have been a draw or us winning. So we didn't get FM'd. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that severe. But the ruled out one wouldn't have counted as a shot, wouldn't have counted as XG in the stats. Had they gotten that call right, for one, their goal doesn't happen, right? Because the ball's in the back of the net, game doesn't restart, so on and so forth. That momentum isn't suddenly there for them to immediately go down to the other end, taking a free kick from an offside call that wasn't offside and turning it into a shot on goal, right? They would be kicking off from center. And this one still baffles me as much as tactics have evolved in the game. The silliest tactic that still exists that never works. It works once a season for one team in an entire league season, right? Hundreds and hundreds of matches, and once all season, every season, you'll see one team score right off the kickoff, right at the start of a match, and where you'll see goals just after a restart, where teams are kind of letting down a little bit. They're not from kickoff, long ball, score. It's from quick play within seconds, but not the immediacy of the kickoff. Kickoffs, how have they not evolved? Why do we still boot the ball long? Where it's quite clear that doesn't work, right? Everybody diverts from the boot the ball long strategy that was so prevalent of like the 90s, for example, where it was counterattacking long balls all day, every day. And that was the game, right? There was no control of the midfield. There was no total football with 11 players in the attack, where even goalkeepers are now part of the attack. And that's what it takes to break down a defense, because the long ball thing was just have your tall center backs good at headers, head the ball away. That tactic is so 30 years ago, and yet here we are still using that same tactic to start play. Doesn't make sense. Does not make sense. This sucked. This really sucked for us, because at the very least it should have been a draw. Looks like with the goal controversy, we should have won the match, so we just got screwed out of 3 points, and now the gap at the top is even worse. Played 24, so we're past halfway, and now we find ourselves 4 points behind Gloucester. Maidenhead, though, has also dropped one of the 2 matches, so at least we've stayed ahead of them. Taking charge seems to be the way to go, because taking charge has led to an 8-2 victory over Havant and Waterlooville at home with a 4-0 halftime score. 4 players, all with a brace. That's insane. That's literally insane. They did get 2 goals, though. Their player also with a brace. So 10 goals scored total. 5 players each with 2 goals. They only had 4 shots the entire game, only 3 on target, and they ended up with 2 goals anyway. We had 24 and 14. We had 65% possession. Looks like the scoreline should have been even more in our favor than it ended up being. And this is not with someone sent off. There's no red cards here. Gloucester has dropped points, so we are back within 1. Maidenhead have dropped points. We pull ahead of them. That's a big day then. That's a really big day. Eastbourne Borough have beat Maidenhead after they had somebody sent off in the 84th, both goals having already been scored by that point, so it's really not impacting the game, just maybe impacting their ability to come back. But Real Bedford was 4th. They also lost, and Gloucester lost to Weymouth 2-1 on the road. They got a consolation goal late, but it was a 39th minute penalty that saw them drop behind and lose that match. So the gap behind grows a little bit. The gap surrounding us goes a little more in our favor. That was a big turn of events, and it's still only the 5th of January. It's the end of January before we're going to be playing a tougher match. But can we build momentum? That's something we very much need and don't have at the moment. We've rebounded a little bit. We've been fortunate on that rebound. We got a little help from our friends, but for the time being, we still have a lot to do if we are going to cement ourselves or put ourselves back into a top position in the league. Gloucester's been anything but perfect. Maidenhead's been anything but perfect. But we have really struggled with the top teams in the league. We've got to be better there, and we've got to get through this month of January without too much drama, because it was last year, this time, that absolutely killed us. So there's still so much to play for, especially through the month of January. We can't afford any slip-ups. That's going to do it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.